Hey everybody, back with another blog. Meet my one of my former friends. I used to drink these a lot. It's Pepsi. Pepsi Poison. That's what I call it now. I want to talk to you about a major problem that I think affects a lot of people when it comes to their health and losing weight. And it's a bigger problem than even I realized. High fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup. Uh, I like to say, if you consume high fructose corn syrup, at least the way I was doing it, drinking soda after soda and then drinking all kinds of soft drinks with filled with them, you are habitually failing at controlling sugars. HFCS. If you consume high fructose corn syrup, it's really very difficult for you to lose weight and to keep it off. And the thing about high fructose corn syrup, you say, okay, well, it's sugar. Yeah, I don't. It's your body doesn't know what to do with it. So there's different types of sugars, right? You got, your body turns when you eat a meal. For the most part, everything breaks down to glucose because your body needs the energy. If you eat like potatoes or you eat cereal or bagel, even with things that don't have necessarily sugar in it, those starches will break down to glucose. Your body metabolizes that. A normal person who's not a diabetic, the insulin will be able to take those sugars into your cells and remove it out of your blood. And 2 hours later, your sugars are normal. You'll have a little spike and then it'll come right back down. And a pre-diabetic or a diabetic, those sugars don't come down. The insulin, either there's not enough insulin in your body to remove it all, or you have too much insulin, which usually which happens first. There's too much insulin in your body, and it becomes resistant. Your body becomes insulin resistant, which means that it can't remove the sugars out of your blood like a normal person would. How it should normally act. And this happens either if you have a high carb diet over a long period of time. For some people, type 1 diabetics, it's a different scenario. Their insulin, their pancreas doesn't produce insulin. It just like stops. There's either some kind of uh, disorder or something happens, something goes wrong, and your body stops producing insulin. Type 2 diabetics, some of it's genetic, a lot of it is diet. Um, for me, when I found out that I was a diabetic, it was definitely the diet. I definitely have it in my family, but in 3 months, my A1C came down 1% without medication. So for my body to respond that quickly, it just told me that, okay, I had to change the diet. And the main thing that was messing me up was the soda. Now, this is a small can. This is 7.5 fluid ounces. Look how much sugar's in there. 26 grams of total sugar. And a small can. And most people aren't drinking these little tiny cans. They're drinking like the 12 ounce. The 12 ounce can is going to have about 40 grams of sugar. Your body doesn't even need that much sugar. Your body actually produces its own sugar. A lot of people don't know this, but your liver produces sugar naturally. And when you're adding all this extra sugar to your body, it's just too much. But high fructose corn syrup is different. What ends up happening with high fructose corn syrup, which a lot of people may or may not know, and I may not get this totally right, I'll be honest. I mean, I've done my research on it and I have a general idea of how it works. But fructose in general, like those are like fruit sugars, the liver has to metabolize that and store it and break it down. With high fructose corn syrup, your body doesn't even really recognize it as like regular sugar. So what your body does most of the time when there's excess sugar, it turns it to fat. That's why high fructose corn syrup is linked to obesity. And I didn't even realize that. I mean, I was thinking, oh, it's just sugar. Like, it's not gonna, there's no fat in soda. But the high fructose corn syrup turns to fat. Your body turns excess sugar to fat because it goes back to the old days, the old times when we were hunters and gatherers. Your body did that as a way to, as a survival mechanism. So, just in general, if you're consuming a lot of carbs, but especially in the form of high fructose corn syrup, your body's going to turn a lot of that to fat because it's so much sugar, your body can't metabolize it all. So it gets stored in the liver. And the liver says, okay, we turn this to fat. And you'll see, I know for me, the minute I stopped drinking soda, within 2 weeks I lost 10 pounds just from not drinking the soda. I mean, I was exercising too, but the soda was a big part of it. And the sugar will help you retain water because it's a carbohydrate. So that could affect your blood pressure, definitely affected mine. You know, they say salt raises your blood pressure, but sugars too. And sometimes sugar more than the salt. And if you have low potassium too, that can also cause problems. Now, high fructose corn syrup is in so many things. It's in breakfast cereals. It's in bread, whole wheat bread, white bread, certain, but not every bread. But you got to read the labels. It's in the yogurts. It's in candy. It's in canned soups, canned fruit, sodas and soft drinks. We already talked about that. Fast foods, barbecue sauce, ketchup, ice cream, ice pops, Pop Tarts, Jimmy Dean sausage and cheese croissants, egg and cheese croissants. I mean, craziness. Bagels have them. Some bagels have them. Fruit preserves and jams, Ritz crackers, pancake syrup, dessert syrups, and of course, I wouldn't have thought this last one, applesauce. I mean, applesauce. They're putting high fructose corn syrup in things that I don't even understand why they're putting sugar in it. You got to read the labels. I've been doing a lot more of that. I bought ketchup now that doesn't have high fructose corn syrup. I found barbecue sauce with no sugar at all added because it's just you don't need it. I mean, and if you go out to eat, that's the other tricky part. They put sugar in things that don't need sugar. So definitely read the labels. Um, it's in a lot of things. I'm not saying that you're not going to consume some of it. I mean, you really go if you really can go clean. I mean, we have stuff in our house that really doesn't have some of that now. This is the main one though. I mean, this kind of was the one I had to get rid of. And one of the things that I did to help myself get off soda, because I love the carbonated, fizzy part of water, I started buying seltzers and adding the stevia packets to it if I wanted something sweet. I actually would just drink regular water with lemon and lime to kind of change my palate, and that really helped. I'd say like 3 or 4 days made a difference. Taking the chromium picolinate, which I've talked about in the previous blog and other blogs, that definitely helped cut the cravings. Because another thing about high fructose corn syrup that I forgot to mention is that it affects like your appetite. It affects that trigger that tells yourself that you're full. That it tells yourself to stop eating. With high fructose corn syrup, it actually makes you want to eat more because it doesn't trigger that thing in your nervous system or that tells yourself, like, hey, we're full, stop eating. And I definitely I'm more attuned to like when I'm full now. Or not even when I'm full, when I'm comfortable. I don't even eat till I'm full anymore. But keep drinking this stuff, definitely hard to lose weight. You will probably put on weight. And if you're diabetic and you're drinking soda, my advice to you is get off of it as fast as you can. because you're not going to be able to get the diabetes under control if you're drinking soda. Um, the other stuff that's high fructose corn syrup, it doesn't have the same amounts as soda has, but if you can try to get as much of that stuff out of your diet, it'll make a big difference. So I wanted to talk about that because, like I said, high fructose corn syrup, you will be habitually failing at controlling your sugars. So let's try to eat as clean as we can. Let's try to live healthy lifestyles. Let's try to get away from the high fructose corn syrup. It's in a lot of stuff, and I don't know. We got to try to do something to change that. I know there's a lot of options out there. Um, Definitely look into other options that you can pursue that eliminates a lot of that. I mean, if you're gonna really have, if you gotta have a soda, even 360 brand, which is in um, Whole Foods, they make a soda with just cane sugar, and at least that's not high fructose corn syrup. Still got a lot of sugar in it, but at least it's not the HFCS stuff. So, but anyway, I wanted to blog about this. High fructose corn syrup definitely was poison for me. This thing, I'm not consuming this. It'll be a reminder to stay away from this stuff. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.